Hey, Patters, what is happening? Let's remove that. We're here, we're live. We're doing comic books tonight. I know you guys love to see how I use my disposable income. And look, I'm just pumped because everything I'm about to show you, I've only dabbled at since purchasing them because I wanted to do this like really big video. And then like, look, laptop issue set me back a week. Like I had stuff piled up, trading cards, like everything. So we're doing it tonight. And then relatively content-wise, we should be back on track. So tonight should be what I call look book, where I go through a art book or a comic book with all of you. Tomorrow night will be Wildstorm Wednesday. I may get something from this initial pile for Wildstorm Wednesday. I'm still not decided on that. And Thursday, right, we'll do Turtle Soup Thursday. We all love Turtle Soup Thursday. Everyone tells me they love Turtle Soup Thursday. So let's just get to it. And before we get to it, let's bring in some of that sweet branding for those of us who don't know, okay? It's not Monday Night Drawing Call. I am on the wrong. Okay. Nothing happened. Actually, you know what? Who cares? We'll just keep this up. But look, everyone right here, we have them, okay? These are the Wolfpack trading cards. This is how they come to you with top loaders. Right over here, okay? I'm going to put the Sharpie on it. Right here, akapad.com. Sign up. I need your address. I'll send them to you. And you also get locked into the newsletter. The newsletter for the website is going to become more and more of an absolute focus of mine. I'm debating on releasing it every Monday or Wednesday. Basically, the newsletter is just going to aggregate all my updates and push out all my updates and connect to pages onto the website. So it's very critical because we need social media, but we also want to get off social media. So this is what the newsletter is all about. This is everything that we do here. It really is extremely important. So let's just get to some of these comics. Let's just split the screen. Should I just show this off one more time? I really want to show people the back. And on top of all that, everyone, cheers. Because last night for Monday Night Drawing Call, it was so late, I was just drinking coffee. But here, we can do double liquids view here. We have the seltzer. Let me got the coffee. I still need the coffee. And everyone too. I'm absolutely in love with this Cooperstown mug that I bought. It was like a $20 mug, but these are like the mugs that I prefer because they're 8 ounces, like perfect measurement for caffeine. And like I just like how it fits in your hand. And we're drinking the absolute beautiful Natter Days here. Natty Light Seltzer. This one is House Rules. They're all like frat boy names. Like one's called Aloha Peaches. That one's phenomenal. I'll drink that one up real quick. But yeah, and earlier today, a little bit of a surprise. I found this randomly in a Philly sidewalk. So let's hit the chat. Like some kids probably missing this. There we go. We got Skull Diamond 94 in the house. Skull Diamond, say hello to Mr. Shark. But these toys are just so much fun. Because look, he has like a skull, like a skeleton in him, and it's like crooked. It's so bizarre, but super cool. Like there's just all bones and stuff in them. Like really cool. So we're rocking and rolling. I realize this type of content may not it may not sing. It may not get the views. It may not get the traction. I think this type of content is a really good rehearsal. We got 2 giant stacks here. Okay, 2 giant stacks. So we're just going to go through one of them real quick. And this, like, look, my whole intention here, actually, we're going to have to, yeah, we'll do it this way. Like, I may flip some of these open, but part of this is just practice and live streaming, talking live, talking without error, creating wonderful clips for that amazing social media feed. And they kind of somewhat like rehearse. And I think what these hauls, like why they're important, for me anyway. So 2 years ago, I scaled down. I had about 14 to 15 solid comic book boxes, maybe like 25 boxes total that were like partially full because they were organized in like all these different ways. So, you know, and a bunch of minis. So it was a sizable collection. And some of my YouTube videos, you can see them in the background because my previous residence it was just like a wide open loft. I absolutely loved living there. I lived there for about 8 years, like maybe 9 years. So I moved and I chose to scale down. And a part of it was I just took with me like a handful of comics. Like it was just like a short stack like that. Everything else got put into the dumpster. I made up one box for the one of the kids that lived across the hall from me. And I think some of those books, like I gave them like a bunch of McFarlane's and stuff like that. Those books have like skyrocketed in price, but you know, like whatever. And my objective was to almost like document the rebuilding of the collection through live streams, doing reviews, like doing this stuff. So everything I buy, like I don't buy anything off of a whim. Everything I buy is with intent. Part of the intent, okay, the reasoning is that building a library, building a collection, educating myself along the way, which is where like Grips, these rockers, the rockers come from, Grips Adventures, which I wasn't even aware of. That's why it's important. And then along the way, like go into the major companies. And look, I don't care about runs. I really just care about like storylines and artists. That's about it. Okay. I don't give it like, you know, like I want the She-Hulk, John Byrne, because I feel like that's the definitive version of She-Hulk with art and story. Okay. I don't care about the value. I don't care about what is happening in the aftermarket or whatever. Okay. So all of these are selected with intent. And look, I paid less than $1 for all of them. There are some, I guess, like secret like keys or gems in here. But I just want to go through the thought process of why I'm selecting books and how they're ending up in my hands. Nothing that I'm going to show you tonight I paid money for. Like everything I'm showing you, I paid far below market value. Paid maybe no more than $2 for one of the books. One retail book, which is Red Room, and these are from Niagara Falls, comic book shop, record store in Niagara Falls. I normally never buy comics or look at stuff when I travel, but there was a little bit of an excess of free time. I looked the place up, went there with my brother-in-law. We spent some good money, okay? Because we also bought like a bunch of used records. One of them I showed off last night with the Kiss stuff. So cheers, and let's get into some of this. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's anything you want me to go back to or anything you think I should do an additional video on. So, Silver Griffin Comics, Chris Silver, right? I mean, you have to buy Grips whenever you see it. I mean, look how just like bloody and gnarly he is. I absolutely love it. So we got Grips Adventures 8. grips, regular grips, 8. And dude, this Rockers book blew me away because it's so well put together. And it looks like everything outside the lettering is drawn on the page. And I'm going to be picking up the rest of these. There's 4 of them. I'm going to definitely pick up more of these off of eBay. I mean, look at this. I mean, this stuff just blows me away. It really, look, and part of it's in 3D. Just goes to show you don't need anything at all to create a comic. You just need to do the work. I mean, there's like a Dr. Pepper ad. I don't know what's happening. Jay-Z. This is from '92. This store also had somewhat of a new comic rack. So it was kind of like a thrift store type thing. I don't know. But I was able to get this is issue 3 of Red Room. That I'm just not happy with the quality. I don't like the textileness of Red Room. So also in this shop, he had like a bookshelf. I always buy used Dr. Seuss books wherever I go. And the reason for this is because there's so many children's books. It's a very competitive like shelf space. Dr. Seuss is just so far ahead of anyone. Period. Like you just have to respect the guy. I absolutely love Dr. Seuss. And I love books that are destroyed. I mean, look at this thing. I love it. Again, paid like $1 or $2. I never read The Cat in the Hat Comes Back. I love when books have writing in them, all of it. You know, like I want my books to be used. Look, there's like food. I'm just into it. So that was a major find. So this is a little bit of miscellaneous. I always buy Ultimate Warrior books when I find them because I freaking Ultimate Warrior is my all-time favorite wrestler. Frank Miller cover for Predator vs. X, and this is also a crossover. I'm big on crossovers. So I don't have this covered. This is Devil's Reign Chapter 1. I believe might have been like 3 to 4 covers for this. There might have been like 2 retailer incentives or maybe like an Entertainment Earth type incentive. I still have to look that up. But Devil's Reign is phenomenal in artwork and everything. Like everything. Okay. We're big on Devil's Reign. We're big on Top Cow. I always buy music comic books. If something's music themed or created by someone within the music industry, this is Neil Gaiman, Michael Zulli, Alice Cooper, The Last Temptation. And if you guys don't know who Michael Zulli is, he did a Sweeney Todd adaptation, completely mind blowing. He did some original Turtle comics. Michael Zulli is one of the all time, just like straight up illustrators in comics. Because his style, it's really hard to pinpoint his style, but dude, I can look at his stuff all day. I believe he might have drawn some Sane Vein too, but I think this is 3 to 4 parts. So 2 big finds: Cyberfrog, Harris Comics 2, Fragga cover, Cyberfrog, Reservoir Frog 2. I mean, come on. And for some reason, I thought Fragga did the Reservoir Frog cover. I didn't know that he, for some reason, I don't know. I thought he did the Reservoir Frog cover, so I was surprised with that. And here we go. We got a vein, all one box. Okay, like huge vein of Wildstorm. So for Wildstorm Wednesdays, you know we have to do it. So let's just go through what Wildstorm books we got. Okay. Gen 13.5. So I'm still missing. So I'm checking my phone real quick. We have a Okay. So I still don't have the original Gen 13 miniseries. I don't have the Volume 2 early issue. So I'm really rebuilding Gen 13 from the ground up. So that was a big find. I always buy Backlash when I see it. You can never not have enough of them. Sal Raga, inking Brett Booth. I still think this is one of the best premieres, one of the best newcomer issues out there. So very happy with that. And speaking of Brett Booth, I mean, Wild Core 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, oh, and 6. There we go. Well, okay, so we also got Backlash 14. But yeah, so we got relatively, let's just do this real quick. Backlash 7 and 14. Here we go. We got numbering a little bit mixed up. So really good vein. It's basically Wild Core 2 through 9, like ready to go. So I believe this went to issue 13. A very like the cast of characters in Wild Core. I'm not familiar with any of them, but you know, like it is a team book. They talk, they make fun of each other, they fight. Okay, like it has the characteristics of a team book. Z-Lot is there, Backlash is there. Just very interesting because if I remember right, like Backlash ends and then Wild Core begins. So I'm very curious of that crossover. But not really, right? Because Backlash goes up to issue 30 something. And we're in 97 here. And we're halfway through Backlash here. I can figure some of this out. But breaking down like some of the timeline stuff for the Wildstorm books is also a huge objective of mine. DV8, one of my dark spots in Wildstorm. So this is part of their New Horizons push post Fire from Heaven. DV8 is it's going to happen for me. Like I'm definitely going to go into this book hard. It got really good like reviews and attention when they came out. So but I've really never delved into DV8. So this issue of Stormwatch, I wasn't even sure I had it. I didn't feel like whipping out my phone to look it up, but I was pretty sure I didn't have it. We're 3 issues away from the ending of Volume 1. And Volume 2 runs for another year, and then we go into the Authority. But this is a Jim Lee drawn issue. That's all splash pages. I wasn't even like sure. Like I never knew that this existed. If I did, it went down the memory hole. I was going to do this for Jim Lee's birthday, but like at the end of this issue, Winter dies. So like that's really between this and Aliens and Wildcats, they really kill all of Stormwatch. Z-Lot issue 3. So I should have 1, 2, and 3 of this. Just going through this, and I read this today. This almost buddies up with X-Men Wildcats Golden Age, the Travis Sheriff's one shot. And then the Wild Times. So these were already on my radar, but I bought them anyway. There's 5 of them. Joe Casey wrote this. I mean, like we have legit creators. This is the Deathblow one. Okay, like really cool stuff. Kind of goofy. We're at the Wildstorm is fading like so much at this point. I don't really even know what the objective was of these one shots. I really don't. Like they don't speak to me that they're Wildstorm. They kind of come off as very, very desperate. Just stuff like that. So that ends the Wildstorm vein. I have to tell you, very grateful. I don't think I could have got any more lucky with some of those finds. to be perfectly straight with you. So we're still from like the initial store, okay? Because like I said, I spent a good chunk of cash. But all these books were still between 50 and $1, and there's some trades in here, and he had the trades for 50% off, but the trades were like vintage trades. That's a good deal. That's a really good deal. Chris Hicks, what's up, boy? Look, I buy everything out because I love them, especially the Alf comics. I'm building a stack of Alf to really like review and go through it. I always buy issues 69. I do. And I think this might be like a $20 book at this point. For some reason, people want, like, they sort this out. It's like might have been 69, 70, and 71. It's all like Hulk stuff, and he becomes like Spider Hulk. And it was even like an action figure. That action figure kind of went up in value. So this was like one of my really big finds. It's completely worthless. Excalibur 57 and 58 are the 2 early issues of Joe Mad. Okay, so we have a young Joe Mad here in his Arthur Adams phase that we would see in Marvel Comics Presents. We would see this in the Deadpool miniseries, Circle of Death. So very important. I never saw this before, never went through it. I really need 57 now, so I can go through all of that with you. Got 3 Marvel Comics Presents with Barry Windsor Smith. Those are by one of the 2. I might have the other issue for this. I'm pretty sure I do. But this completes my Jay-Z Spider-Man, which is absolutely amazing. And everyone does, like, it's like Jay Lee Namor, Jay Lee X-Men, and then it's the Extreme Studios work, and then it's the Wildcats trilogy. And it's crazy because he did two straight up issues of this. Project Pegasus Saga, vintage trade. We got John Byrne in here on his Thing work. So like John Byrne's Thing work led into like everything else that he did. Like he became a true author, cartoonist of comics. His Thing work, it's not really on my radar. I had to get this just because I really do prefer vintage trades. The paper quality is completely different. It's better. Yeah, so I got this to read and to dissect. And then we have this Rob Liefeld Extreme Studios vein here. Original Hulk and Dove trade, excuse me. Never owned this, never went through it. Got the trade 50% off. Solid. So I already have this, but I have this in red. I bought it in blue, and I also bought it because the binding and everything. I mean, like this book is practically brand new. Again, vintage trade, paper quality. It's amazing. So, Sabotage, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane. Got 2 issues of X-Force and 1 issue of Spider-Man because we know how this goes, right? It goes sideways. Had to get this trade. I've been picking these up. Violator versus Badrock. Alan Moore. Brian Denham. I might be 1 issue away from this now, so that's awesome. And then we have this like Stephen Platt block here. So this, I believe this is one of Platt's absolute best like runs. His work on like technically Captain America is Fighting American. Rob Liefeld's repurposing his Marvel work. This is when Jim Lee has taken over Heroes Reborn. But the Stephen Platt work here and the Rob Liefeld work here, I mean, like, this is one of the absolute best issues that Rob Liefeld ever put out, like, period. And I love Smash here, which is technically Captain America with Red Skull fighting Captain America. And the way how Liefeld was able to repurpose his Captain America pages, masterful. So we always buy Fighting American when we see it. Yeah, and then like the only issue Wizard like in all of these boxes was the Stephen Platt Wizard 35, with one of Wizard's absolute best covers. And here's the kicker. It still has the poster on the inside, so I haven't decided what to do with that. So, thank you, Niagra. This is also from Laceland's Monday Night Draw and Claw. I'll be finishing this up very soon. I was going to do a live stream too. Today is Charles Bukowski's birthday. I feel like I should do something. So, don't forget, sign up, get your free trading cards. Just trying to navigate some of these stacks here. So this is what we have from Buffalo. Let me get some of this stuff out of here, right? From Buffalo. Okay. Everything here was out of a like 50-cent box. Wildcats number 4 still in the poly bag. Wildcats Topps prototype trading card, like let's go, ready to go. Amazing Deathmate ad here. All 4 issues of Wildstorm Spotlight with the Aaron Weisenfield black and white story. Everyone seems to talk about everything else but this. But this is his like absolute most amazing work. I mean, look, I love some of the scenic shots in Deathglow Wolverine. We all do, but this really blew me away. It really did. The dude is a weapon. Detective Comics annual, 92 annual, technically annual 5. Same Keith cover. We had to buy it. New Mutants, annual 7. With the Mignola cover, but we also have one of my favorite Rob Liefeld pinups of X-Force. But then we also have this really cool Art to Bear pinup here. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Annuals during this time were just so much fun. They kind of fall down that anthology hole of like you being lucky if there was one good story. But look, check out the Art to Bear pinup. Amazing. Rob Liefeld's greatest issue is Youngblood number 6. Okay. Youngblood 6 is Liefeld's absolute best. I've said this before. I think I've said this during a video. The coloring for this is it's Extreme Studios at its absolute best right here. And then here we go. I mean, major find. Resident Evil 2, 4, and 5. Wildstorm Productions. Wildstorm Anthology. I mean, I would love to get 1 and 3 to do a giant Resident Evil magazine Wildstorm Wednesday video with all of you. The Wildstorm Resident Evil trading cards, insanely expensive. But I would like to do this. They also did 2 miniseries. One was called Fire and Ice. I forget the name of the other one might have just been called Resident Evil. Yeah, Resident Evil when it comes to licensed work. Yeah, Wildstorm did pretty good. They did good with the Speed Racer license. People forget about that. The Speed Racer Wildstorm license Those 3 issues are some of probably the best Speed Racer comics we'll ever have. And from Philly, Scarf issue 7 is here. Okay. I keep trying to get into this, but it's a free newspaper comic available all over. This is amazing. I love this. I try and get in on this every single issue. I always get the no. I don't know why. How can you say no? And here we go. So we're going to do a Philly stack in 2 separate runs here. Okay. I got these from a local bookstore. All the comics were $1. So I think some of these were $2 though. The silks were $2 each because they had 2 different sections, and then everything else I paid about $4 for. So I got silk 1 through 5 just to move it on eBay. Because silk number 1 is like $30 on its own. So that's for eBay. If you're interested in that, let me know. So I kind of forgot that Jim Lee did Superman Unchained with Scott Snyder. Like, I completely forgot about this. And I kind of want to read it. I kind of don't. I only got these because they were freaking cheap. Not really interested in it because it's not the era of Jim Lee that I'm into. And here's the one of the big finds. Wildstorm. Watchmen. 2, 6, 7, 5, 4, 3. 2 through 7. Okay. Original. Got these for about $1 a piece. Hard boiled, well loved, well read edition. Okay, well read, well loved. Got this for about $4. We buy anything Miller, Jeff Dyer. We buy it. Okay. Because we really did. We buy everything Frank Miller. Period. Speaking of Frank Miller, first print, $4. Dark Knight Returns. Okay. Had to get it. With the price tag still on it. I already had this. But what the hell? The whole shebang, Scud Disposable Assassin, where he did this on one of the live streams. Now I have a reader copy. I'll take it. Well, look how thick that is. And then this. It was $8. The most expensive thing in 3 separate stores, 3 separate halls. But I had to get this Treasury edition. Look, we can still see the price tag. I went through this on one of my streams already, but I had to get this Superman Origin, and it has these other stories in here that are just like Chuck Dawson over here. So I said, what the hell? And I'm almost as interested in like Pep Morgan than anything. Like, I'm so interested in what they positioned around Action Comics #1 representation, oversized Treasury format. I thought this was Destiny with all the Dark Hero work. So speaking of Dark Hero, character drawings here. I'm going to be finishing these tonight. I'm going to post this too, and this is going to be one of my like character design sheets that I love to do. So we'll do some of that. But everyone, thanks for hanging out. I love you. Rock and roll. Until next time, let's do it. Tomorrow we will definitely be doing Wildstorm Wednesday. Toriel Soup Thursday is happening. I would love to do back-to-back Toriel Soup Thursday episodes, or maybe do like a very long stream where I draw like 2 to 3 separate piece of circles. So let me know. Rock and roll. We'll do it.